Hello and welcome to HyzerMedia's coverage of Prodigy Presents the Lake Marshall Open. Thank you, of course, to our presenting sponsors, Cosmic Disc Golf, D-Town Disc Golf, and Reaper Disc Supply. I'm Nathan Johnson today, joined in the booth by Dan Brooks-Wells. How's it going, Dan?
Going good. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Excited to watch some disc golf.
All right. Today we got Braeden Sides from North Augusta, South Carolina, in first place at neg 9. We got Lucas Oberholtzer Hess in second place at neg 7. We got Ian Burchett, who I've known on tour. He can throw some bombs. He's tied for third at neg 5. And last but not least, Aidan Scott, also tied for third at neg 5 from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah, some really talented players shot some great rounds yesterday on the Lions course. For round 2, we switch over to the Lair, taking a look at hole 1. It's a par 4, 531 through a tight tunnel the whole way to the basket. You got the lake behind, that is out of bounds.
First to tee is your leader, shooting a 63 yesterday. From Team Discmania, Braeden Sides.
This course is going to be a decent amount different from yesterday's course. It's a lot more wooded, a lot more tight lines that they're going to have to hit.
Wow, what a great start there from Braeden.
Next
Absolutely
up, representing
curious
West
the tee
Side
shot.
Discs, shooting a 65 yesterday. Lucas Oberholtzer Hess.
Sure, you guys know Lucas by now. He's been on coverage a bit. And I like the forehand play because it works its way back up the hill. If you go too far to the left, it kind of just drops off into
yesterday.
Hit.
Representing Team Castoplast, Ian Burchett.
Yeah, as you can see, very steep hillside from left to right. So Ian likes that forehand play as well. Gets a little sneaky there on the left-hand side. Scoots it up there.
Also shooting a 67 yesterday, representing Team Prodigy, Aidan Scott.
Aidan seems to have a fairway in his hand, trying to bite off a lot off the tee.
Yeah, getting aggressive. Throws a pretty good shot, catches a late tree, but made it most of the way up there. You know, at only 531 feet for a par 4, this is kind of one of those holes you can kind of bite off as much as you're comfortable with off the tee, and then try to make something work after that.
Yeah, I mean, going putter here is not out of anyone's realm. It's really not that long of a hole. It's just, again, really tight.
Yeah, staying in the middle is definitely paramount. Braeden gets a little off there, catches a tree early. He's going to have to scramble. Lucas looks like he made it pretty far up the fairway. Probably has maybe 200 feet or less in. Trying to bend a forehand.
Yeah, you can see how he's playing a more overstable disc, fading out to the right. If he were to kind of leak to the left, there's some OB water. I don't know if we've seen it yet, but that's kind of the only trouble for your upshot here, going too deep.
I think the forehand approach is pretty common on this one. Tough lie there for Aidan on the right-hand side of the fairway. Has to kind of come back across, catches something late. Nobody's really made it through clean yet. We'll see if Ian's able to figure it out.
No, it's really hard to land in a good position off the tee. It's a small landing zone, and but again, get 300 feet down the fairway and you'll be able to work something out. Looks like he gave himself a circle's edge putt.
Yeah, still pretty scary putt though. Water's probably 20 or so feet behind the basket, and this downhill putt that these guys have here comes in pretty quick.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're just staring at that water.
Yeah, we'll see. Aidan kind of gave his a soft bid. Lucas over here in this bush, it is pretty thick. I found myself over here as well, and yeah, it doesn't quite give it the height he needed on the birdie look there.
It's going to be interesting to watch Lucas play today. We all know how much he can really hammer the disc. He's got to work his way in some lines today. See how he handles it.
Yeah, looks like we might have missed a shot there from Braeden, but he's able to connect to grab the par. We do have to give a shout out. To start his round, Luke Callahan grabbed the Eagle 2
No
on this
way.
hole. Yeah, threw it in. We heard it happen. He was on the card in front of me. Super impressive stuff.
That's so cool. It was probably a blind shot too. Just reading the fairway well. I'm pretty sure of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. So kind of a uneventful first hole here for our leaders. Just a bunch of pars, but you know, that's a common theme on this course. If you're not on, if you're not hitting your lines, you're gonna have to settle for a lot of pars.
Hole 2 is a par 3, 327 feet. This is sponsored by Reaper Disc Supply. It's really a forehand or backhand. You can throw mid, you can throw fairway, you can throw a putter if you're throwing the backhand. I think a lot of plays are mid-range turnover, error on the right side, or a overstable flick. And you can see he kind of pulls it a little bit too tight, and he might have a tricky upshot from there.
Yeah, the woods are thick on the right-hand side. That's kind of an easy mistake to make, you know, with the lake on the left to just kind of overturn something or pull it a little bit. As Lucas, he's going to show us the forehand line. This is kind of a common, oh, he just parked. Wow. I guess that's what speed gets you.
Yeah, easy. I mean, really the forehand, you're aiming at those just on the inside of those pine trees, and if you're breaking right at them, I mean, you just saw what Lucas did. That's pretty much what happens. This is looking pretty good too.
Yeah, this is kind of what I was expecting from Lucas's. This common theme you see with the forehand is just fades out a little bit early, and kind of leaves you a tricky putt over there. But yeah, it's a little bit more of a straighter shot than you would expect from the tee, given that it is a bit blind.
I might need to get over. No.
Oh, out of bounds. That is a tough branch that Aidan kicked just at the very end of the flight. It looked like his turnover shot was on a nice line, but just barely finds the out of bounds. He's going to be left with this long look for par, and he stripes it. That's a great save.
Yeah, good recovery. Make it not matter.
Yeah, great job to shake that one off and hard it. So this is where Braeden ended up. Looks like he fought through pretty well.
He did. Definitely a trickier upshot than he would have liked, but he executed that really well.
Yes, this is where Ian is, just barely into the woods. Maybe 25-footer. Yeah, a couple short missed putts from Ian here to start off his round. Not really what he was looking for. Oh, Lucas.
Ooh, it's in. It's
corner
in.
pocket, yeah. Kind of a nervous laugh there.
Yeah. You just smile, walk away. Next hole.
Yeah.
Good up and down. Good up and down by Braeden.
Yeah, for sure. Holes 1 and 2, definitely a couple bonus birdies kind of starting off your round. But hole 3 is not a bonus birdie. This is a must get. The easiest hole on the course, par 4, 324 feet. It's an uphill tee shot that moves from right to left. You can either go with the backhand or kind of a turnover forehand. Most people are going to make their way quite a ways up the fairway, leaving you less than 200 feet into the basket if you are able to get through clean off the tee. This is definitely one you want to get.
Yeah, and this I love this line. I feel like you can get the most distance from this Anheuser flex shot, even though it might be a little tricky to execute.
Yeah, you want to get the disc moving left right out of your hand. So one easy way to do that is to throw that just force over Annie that gets the disc moving left, or you can do what Braeden did here, put a disc on a lot of hyzer that kind of flips up a little bit, pushes to the left. Either way, it's going to get you well up the fairway and leave you with a pretty straightforward upshot.
Ooh.
Yeah. A little straight there.
Yeah, as bad as that was, off the tee, he'll still have an upshot to the pin.
Yeah, I mean, once you're at the top of this little hill here that's right in front of you, it's got to be less than 300 into the green, I would think. So as
Yeah.
long as you're making forward progress off the tee, you're going to have something.
A couple trees to work his way through, but looks like he's throwing the bird.
Yeah, if he's throwing that berg, it's definitely less than 300. So very doable. Just might be a little tight, but yeah,
Yeah.
fights his way through nicely.
Aidan's kind of in between the fairways here. There's the bigger ones on the left, which is what he chooses to go with. Nice patent pending.
Yeah, very in control there. Sends it a little bit deep, but I'm sure he will be very happy with that. You know, courses like this, it's hard to park holes, right, in the woods. You know, oftentimes if you can give yourself any sort of, as Braeden given that a long eagle look, any sort of putt inside the circle, you're going to be happy with.
Yeah, there's something to be said about playing to a zone, like like you're not trying to park the basket every time. You're playing to 20 feet to the right of the basket. You know, and you got to know when you got to do that.
Right, exactly. If you have a gap, the main goal, hit the gap, right? If whatever the disc does after that, you can kind of just have to take it. Sometimes Lucas, a tough scramble shot there. He wasn't quite able to execute, so he's going to have to settle for the par. Got a couple birdie looks coming up.
Yep. Yeah, the other two probably shouldn't have a problem cleaning these up. It's funny how this always happens. So Lucas was the only one to get the. Maybe I'll don't let me speak too quickly, but all right, Lucas was the only one to get the birdie on the last hole. He's the only one to not birdie. Okay, not birdie on this hole. It's funny how that happens all the time.
Yeah, the course finds a way to balance things out, doesn't it? Especially a tight wooded course like this. It's tough to get on a roll, but if you can, you're going to make up a lot of strokes on folks.
Hole 4, sponsored by BS Upshot. This is a par 3, 189 whopping feet, super tight, shortest hole in the area. Putter, some people throw an overhand on this like right side. Just hit the gap.
I love this hole so much. I think every hole in the world, or every course in the world needs a hole like this, because it's super tight. The gap's probably 3-4 feet wide, and there's a steep drop off behind the basket. So you really need to have your distance control dialed in. And yeah, it's just great. How often do you see guys struggle with a 189-foot hole? You know,
Not often. I mean, how many holes are 189 feet at an 8 tier? You know, so,
that's fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, nobody putting it too close.
No, and you know, a lot of these shots you see are going like 150 to 160, and it's a death putt. Like you're right. There really is a steep drop off.
Yeah, 0-for-4 there. So now these guys, like, since it is only a 189-foot hole, they got like 40 footers, but it's a big decision, right? Like you said, there's a death putt. So do you really want to run this putt? Probably not. Ian, he decides to lay it up, but didn't really have much of a look there. We'll see. Yeah, here's that very scary 35-footer that Lucas is looking at.
Seems like a run. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just cashes it. I mean, Lucas doesn't lay it up, right? I mean, we knew he was running that, but it's still impressive to make that. That's a 30-foot comebacker all day if he doesn't connect.
And now these other guys are saying, well, I got to run it.
It's a good tree right there to keep him close. Aidan kind of snuck through a little more than I expected.
Yeah, this looks like circle's edge. Maybe a little closer. Good putt.
Yeah, nice little 22, 25 foot or something like that.
Yeah.
Around a tricky little tree.
And that's kind of what you expect, right? Like half the people get the birdie, half the people hit a tree, a little short. And that's what this hole can do.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll see somebody run a putt, roll away. Never a fun sight, but that's just kind of what this hole does.
You either hate it or love it. I mean,
for sure. As we move into hole number 5, sponsored by On Your Card. Par 3, 251 feet on this nice little mound. Another kind of death putt situation if you are not up there. But instead of just behind the basket, it's really in all directions here. as Aidan just absolutely pures it, but he pures it a little too well. Goes deep.
Mhm.
There's a ditch behind the basket there, so that's going to be a very scary comeback.
Yeah, I love this hole. I know it's tough to see right now, but it's raised everywhere else besides. I'm sorry, it's raised where the basket is, and everywhere else is a ditch. And if you don't park it, you basically have a 20 to 30 foot just straight uphill putt.
Yeah, that looks like a great shot from Braeden. I think that's the play, right? Ideally, if you can control your height well enough to just kind of drive it into this hill, that's a
Hmm.
great way to control the speed. Oh, it's Ian. Just great touch on that, but still even, there you go. Leaks a little bit deep, and that's a terrifying putt.
It is, but it's one you got to run, I feel.
Yeah, I think Ian's going to have to run his. Lucas being back there, it's hard to just get the height on that because he's putting way uphill. Even Aiden's putt here, also very uphill. Not a problem. He's dialed right now from circle 2.
Yeah, even walking up this hill.
Yeah. Yeah, having a little trouble. Braeden helps him out. Looks like he kind of rolled back down to the bottom of the hill as well. So this is going to be a pretty uphill 25, 30 footer. A little left side, but not a problem.
Nothing wrong with a catch. It's a good putt. And if you had the view of Ian, you can see the band.
It's when you aim for the band and hope that
Yeah.
the disc drops a little bit, you know. Don't want to miss, don't want to come up short, hit that cage and roll right back to you.
All right, hole 6, sponsored by Jersey Discs. This is a par 3, 306 feet. As you can see, it bends a little bit to the right. It's a kind of awkward shape, but a forehand can get there and a backhand turnover can get there.
Yeah, I think the gap's shaped slightly better for that like kind of stable mid-range that you just put on a little ante and let it coast kind of exactly like this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would agree with
goes a
that.
little deep. Because I think the forehand kind of reaches that backside the backside trees a little quickly. But you know, you can definitely make either work and get yourself a putt. Braeden, he likes that same backhand turnover line. So smooth.
Fight through there. That's circle 2.
Yeah, maybe a
I
little
think.
overturned, you know,
Yeah.
if we're being picky. I think you need something that turns and then kind of gets back to flat if you want to pure it. Let's see if Ian can prove me wrong on the forehand.
No, he's hitting that back wall. Just got to get through. He snuck through.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there is kind of like a backdoor line maybe if you push because there's this one tree that you can kind of see this thick tree. Most players are going to want to go inside of, but yeah, Lucas is going backdoor too.
Yeah. I don't think they're trying to go back door. I think they're trying to cut it into that big tree in the middle. Usually if you miss that, you get at least a circle's edge putt.
Yeah, I mean it's just a tricky hole. It's a good woods par 3. You know, like
It is.
there's you got many bunch of choices. None of them are great, right? But you just gotta throw the shot to hit the gap and give yourself a putt.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, Lucas!
Come on.
from the woods.
That's 2 in a row.
Wow, really?
Oh no, I'm
great
sorry.
putt.
Not 2 in a row, but 4 and 6.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
uphill 50 footer around a tree. That was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went a lot deeper than I thought. Maybe 45 footer coming back. Aidan also went deep, probably circle's edge or so. Let's see if he can keep that hot putter rolling. Oh, just a bit high.
Yeah, he wants that one back.
Yeah, that's one of those when you just like, your putter's feeling good. You don't think you can miss. And then out of the hand, that one probably feels great. And then it's just like an inch too high. Tough for the confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Was there any breezes flowing through there today? Do you remember?
No, it's pretty calm.
Okay.
A couple of the holes on the back nine, we'll see, when you get back to the pond, it was a little breezy, but overall, pretty calm day. Hole 7, par 3, 379 feet downhill the whole way. Most guys are just going to throw a straight putter, straight mid-range. You just want to make sure you hit the gap, let the disc do the work, glide down the hill. and hopefully you sneak through those late trees to give yourself a putt.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite holes. Like you said, you can throw what you want, putter mid, just a slight turnover, just very controlled angled shot.
Yeah, I love the par threes on this course. Like in terms of just good technical woods golf that you really requires you to have all the shots. I think this course does a really great job of that.
This seems to be moving to the right. Nice. That'll be a putt. Some people play that. Some people play hit the hillside on the right and just let it kind of filter in.
Yeah, there's kind of hillside on the left side too. Really, if you do leak out either way, and you kind of find yourself in that creek that lines or there's actually kind of two creeks that line the fairway, it kind of gives yourself that circle's edge putt.
Yeah, yeah, it's all casual. Um, so nothing to worry about there, but that's a little too
And
turned.
yeah, kind of just got to Annie a little quicker than I'm sure he would have liked. Takes a pretty good kick,
Yeah.
makes it most of the way down there, but not exactly the shot Ian was looking for.
And then if you hit early or you kick off to the left or to the right, I mean, it is a tough upshot. There's a lot of trees in the way, and you're dealing with the elevation.
Yeah, and these putts are not that easy. This you can see the basket's on this rock. It's kind of a mound too. So when you find yourself in those little creeks that are giving you that 25-30 footer, it's significantly uphill and you're going to see a lot of people lay these, longer circle two putts up just because if you miss it and airball it, you're going to have a 30-foot comeback.
Did you just go through the V? Did I see that right?
He might have a little tricky
Wow.
run there.
There it is.
Wow. Unbothered by the miss on the last hole. Just such a smooth spin putt there. That's probably a 40 footer that he just cashed.
No time to wait for him to pull the disc out. You gotta just putt it. I like
Yeah.
it.
Just trying to get off the hole.
This feels like a bonus bird to me. I think it's tough to hit that line, but well done. Hole 8. This is a par 4, 494, sponsored by Treemagnets. This is a way uphill. Driver, fairway driver, and then you gotta hit a gap to an opening. I
Yeah,
would guess
tricky
this
hole.
do you know what this played? I
I
would
can look
guess
it up
this
for
would
you.
be a little bit easier as long as you get the drive off of.
Yeah, I mean the distance isn't too bad, right? In terms of how uphill it is.
Yeah,
This did play as the fifth easiest hole on the course.
that makes sense.
3.78 average.
Yeah, as you see, Aidan got way up the hill. He just has a chip shot up. He really doesn't have any other trees to mess with now.
Yeah, you can really throw the forehand or the backhand because once you get up here towards this flatter part, there's plenty of different gaps to kind of scramble your way up for the birdie. It's really hard to truly pure it the whole way and get out into the open just because it plays so
Ducks,
far. Ian's trying to prove
ducks
me
out.
wrong, though.
He did.
Wow.
I think that's where Aidan is too. Yeah. Once you're up there, it's like
It's a jump putt.
must get up and down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably about 100 feet from where the grass starts. I played a practice round with Harry Chase, and he threw this backhand line and then cashed a putt from right about where Ian landed for the
No
two. So
way.
it's doable, but it's a long jump putt from there.
Yeah. That's incredible though.
Yeah, so Braeden, his drive looked great. Just caught kind of a late tree, kicked him over to the right. Nice scramble shot there to give himself a putt for the three.
Looks like he's going with the slammer.
Yeah, pretty straightforward pitch up there from Lucas. Let's see if these guys get aggressive here. Probably about 100, 120 feet here.
No, just a little lip. The green does slope a slight bit right to left. Not that big of a deal, but
Yeah, these guys are just content to take the easy three. Let's see if Braden's able to cash this and give us our first star frame of the day.
here we go.
Nicely done.
Yeah, this is the kind of play you expect to see from the lead card, right? Fifth easiest hole. Everyone's drives are fine. We should be getting up and down.
Yeah, a lot of the par fours on this course are very, very birdieable, because of the distance, right? A sub 500-foot par four, even though it is quite a bit uphill, these guys are biting off way more than 2/3 of the distance off the tee. So, as long as you're getting through clean and making your putts, should be scoring on these par fours pretty well. So Ian taps out, looking at our first star frame, nicely done by these guys. We head into the last hole of the front nine. Hole 9 is a par 4, 552 feet. Your tee shot is going from the open back into these woods. Anywhere in this grassy area is a great tee shot, either a forehand or a backhand. You have this right to left moving upshot after that, kind of goes downhill in towards the green. Pretty tricky little two-shot hole. We'll see how these guys are able to do.
Yeah, I would say this is one of the harder par fours on the course. It's a very specific landing zone. Looks like he just did it.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much if you're in that grass, you're going to be able to make it work. And if you're not, you basically have nothing, right? Like it's such a tight lane and tunnel in towards the green that it is really paramount that you, or just throw it up to the gap. Oh my gosh, that's a tough roll.
Yeah, that's an unlucky tree kick. You go 5 feet to the right of that tree, I mean, you're in the gap.
Yeah, he's going to be jump putting if he gets into that gap. This could be a little too far. I think Ian might not have anything from there. Maybe a forehand roller. I don't know. It's going to be very tricky. That's so smooth.
Yeah, that'll do. Maybe a putter or mid-range from there.
Yeah, probably just like a nice overstable putter. Kind of throw flat or a little hyzer and just slowly watch it drift down the hill. That's looking great.
Oh yeah.
Pretty textbook there from Braeden. I mean, just two nice smooth backhands makes the hole look really easy, but I promise you guys at home, it does not.
Yeah, I mean, just getting into this position is hard enough, and then having the touch for this shot. Yeah, that was close. That was close to an eagle.
Yeah, it's gonna leave himself a long comebacker, but yeah, let's see what Ian's able to do here. This has got to keep moving left the whole way.
Yeah. You always want to see those finish, like what if?
Right, yeah. What if it just missed that one, right? Just the one. Tricky lie from Lucas as well. You can see here he's on the left side of the fairway.
It's not bad.
Yeah, this basket is so far left from where he is that's probably about the best he could have done.
Here's Ian with his trusty berg. Good tree.
Yeah, keeps him close.
I'll take it.
See, Lucas, another kind of scary downhill putt. You know he's running it, though.
Oh, for sure. Not a bad bid.
No, just a bit low. Aidan, after running his upshot, maybe unintentionally, 30-footer again. Man,
Putter
he is
on
dialed.
fire.
Yeah.
On fire. He just missed that one. That was it.
Yeah, just barely off the band, and everything else has literally just been dead center. Nice putt there from Braeden. I mean, yeah, Aidan started this round 4 back of the lead, and he's brought it down to 1. So that tells you what kind of round he's got going so far. Super impressive. I mean, not a bad front 9 either from Ian or Lucas, but or Braeden for that fact. But still, plenty of scoring to go and available on the back.
Yeah, some highlight putts. We did have some highlight putts that front 9.
Yeah, these guys were dropping them from everywhere. Thank you to the Norse gods for supporting this coverage, as well as our Patreon family. We appreciate you and all that you do for this coverage. Don't go anywhere. Plenty more highlight putts, I'm sure, are coming on the back 9 of round 2 of the Lake Marshall Open.